Hello, I'm Kelly. Hello, I'm Kelly and welcome to my Flosstube channel, Animal Instinct. It's Sunday the 3rd of April 2022 and I'm back with another cross-stitching update for you today. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me. I hope you're all well and are getting lots of good stitching time in, or at least doing things that make you happy. I'd just like to say thank you to those of you who commented on my last video. I received some really lovely, touching comments, so thank you so much. They really meant a lot to me. Thank you. Today I'm going to recap my stitching from March. I didn't stitch as much this March, or this last month, compared to previous months. I think, I can't remember the exact numbers, but I stitched about 20,000 stitches in January and then again in February, and I got about 14,000 in March. That's fine, no problem there, but there's just a bit less stitching to share today. The reason for that is that March is affectionately known as Mad March here in Adelaide because they seem to cram all the fun stuff into 1 month. So I've had a lot to do out and about. Honestly, it's been really good for me to get out of the house and do some different stuff. So it has been a really fun month. Right, so stitching. Let's start with this one. I worked on Lakeside Needlecraft's mystery stitch along, well, that's not a mystery anymore, from 2017, Under the Sea, designed by Durene Jones. Had this one all ready to go. I've had it ready to go for years, and then I saw that Jo Belushi Stitches and Emma X Stitching were starting it this year, so I've joined in too. So the plan is to do one of the larger motifs each month, and this month it was these fish here. So haven't done any of the back stitching yet, but I did get the crosses in. And this is where we're at now. That's the whole piece so far. It's a 32 count Murano called Caribbean Seas, or Caribbean, I guess, if you're in America. We say Caribbean. It was a limited edition though, so I don't think you can get it anymore, and it's opalescent. That's sort of showing up. So this is this month's stitching. And I still have the back stitch to go, but we're sort of not really stressing about that. Now, there's one thing I wanted to point out. I don't know how well you can see, but there is a metallic thread. Yeah, I think you can see it, that green. It's horrible to work with. I've used a few different metallics. Here it is. This is the pits. It's the worst of all of them. So it's a DMC jewel effects. They start with E. I've just realized the E must stand for effects, but I'm going to rename that E for evil. It's awful. So it's stranded thread like you'd get with, Reggie's just bought me a present. Here you go, mate. It's going to be one of those days. So it's got 6 strands like normal DMC. Let me just see if I can show you. So stranded, I'm stitching it, it's 32 count, so it's 2 over 2. So I need to pull off 2 strands. I'm using really short strands, but it sort of disintegrates and shreds and it's not much fun, but I'm kind of determined to stick with it. It does look pretty good. When I was looking for this, I remember back in 2018, I drove around to all these different places in Adelaide looking for it because I didn't want to pay shipping. I probably spent more on petrol driving around searching for it than I did, you know, compared to if I just ordered a skein online. But anyway, I did get to support a local needlework shop. So if anyone in Adelaide is looking for sort of slightly different stuff, I got it from Our Beautiful Pieces, I think they're called, on Unley Road in Unley. Yes, horrible, horrible stuff. So, but anyway, there's a bit more to come. So next month will be a submarine, which is pretty cute, over here. So looking forward to stitching that very soon. Okay, next piece I worked on was, I pulled out Mermaids Folly by the Courtney collection. This one, sorry, I'm not going to worry about taking it out of the plastic today. It is a large piece. Can't remember what the stitch count is, but it's large. $565 wide by 225 high. The reason I pulled this one out was because I kind of last minute decided to go to WOMAD, which is the World of Music and Dance Festival here in Adelaide. It's over a long weekend. It's a really fun festival. They didn't hold it last year, so it was kind of exciting to be part of it again this year. And I managed to get a sort of a role volunteering. So for 3 days I was there. I had really long days. I had to be there before 7 AM and I wasn't getting home till after midnight. I was completely wrecked after that weekend, but it was great fun. So I worked for 3.5 hours in the morning before the gates opened, which was really nice because it's right in the middle of the city in the parklands, also, sorry, on the edge of the city in the parklands, between the Botanic Gardens and the zoo. So in the morning you could hear all the animals stirring and it was just really nice. And so when my shift finished just as the gates were opening, and then there wasn't anything really happening for another like hour and a half. So I took a little bit of stitching. As it turned out, I didn't get much done at all, but I'll just share with you where we're at with this one. Here she is. So this is being stitched on 40 count 40 count Newcastle linen. It's in Murky by Picture This Plus, and I'm stitching it 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric holes, and it's in DMC 33. Like I said, it's going to be one of those videos, multiple visitors today. 3371. So I just worked up here. I don't know how many stitches I got done, not many. I just wanted something simple. I know 40 count's not necessarily simple, but the lighting was fine. I just wanted one colour and something where I had a paper pattern, so I didn't really have to take any electronics or anything like that. As it turned out, I spent that sort of downtime just chatting, and on the last day I actually slept on the grass. Because I was that tired. I wasn't the only one asleep though, so it was okay. Had an amazing weekend. I would like to put a decent amount of time into this one soon, hopefully. Cats everywhere today. Okay, so moving on, sorry, distracted. I can't even get my words out. I had a few goes starting this video today for some reason. I'm having trouble enunciating my words. Right, next one. Next one is Joan Elliott's The Time Traveller. So, last time I said, do you think I can actually finish this one? And I was quite keen to, but oh yeah, spoiler alert, I didn't finish it. But I have got all the cross stitching done and a fair amount of back stitching. But I've still got plenty of back stitching and beads to go. So let me just try and show you where I'm at. Okay, here she is. Oh, it's wonky, hang on. Can I get it not so wonky? Possibly not. So she is on also Picture This Plus fabric. It's 32 count Gothic. So all the crosses, it's all, at the moment, it's all as charted. It's always really hard to show. It's just a little bit darker than what it's showing. I'll come in a little bit. Hopefully I put a picture in of where I was last time. I've done quite a bit. I finished the clock face. Obviously I finished her. I think I might have had did I have an arm to do? Oh, I can't remember where I was last time. Now, a couple of things with this one. What was I going to say? Her eyes. Look at her eyes. Can you tell me what you think about those eyes? I'm not sure if it's because I've been watching The Walking Dead. I've been seeing a lot of zombies, but are they a bit creepy? That's as charted. So I was already kind of umming and ahhing about maybe redoing those eyes, and then I saw someone pop an update up on Instagram of their project, and they'd given her green eyes. And they looked gorgeous. And I commented on her post and said, oh, that, you know, looks amazing. I've just done them as charted and they look a bit creepy. And she said, yeah, she'd also done them as charted and then decided to try something else. So she encouraged me to do the same, you know, if I felt the need. So I'm thinking about that. I'm not sure if I might try again. So what's missing so far is, just remind myself, there's still some back stitch down here. That's right. And she's got a necklace and she's got a feather in her cap. Let me just show you on the picture. So you can see there is a necklace, and I don't know how well you can see, there is a feather coming out of her cap there. So this piece has got 3 Cryonics in it. Sorry for all that scrunching. There is like a silvery gold and like a bronze and a sort of blue and black. That is just, that's all I've got left of it. I don't think you can even appreciate it. Anyway, for some reason I had bought 2 spools each of these 2 and 1 of this one. And I'm still on the first one of these 2 and I've run out of this one. So the bit that I have left to go is that necklace, just some back stitch. So I'm just going to sub in another metallic black and that will be fine. And then the feather is also supposed to be in that colour, but that's not going to show on my fabric, it's too dark. So I was chatting to my friends, thank you very much, Deb Wilson and Amanda at Pennington Terrace. I asked for some advice and we talked it through, and Deb ended up suggesting, which I never would have thought of doing, using white whisper thread, which is the fluffy one. And I'm using this in my sheep heap from Plum Street Samplers to make the sheep sort of shaggy looking. And I did notice, because I'm doing full crosses on those sheep, it's a little bit hard to tease the fluffiness out afterwards, because the bottom cross of, or the bottom leg of your cross is kind of crushed, I guess, and captured by the top one. So it's a bit hard to tease out the fluff from underneath, but because the feather is just back stitched using 1 strand, I think that'll work really nicely and it will stand out on the fabric. So I think that's a goer. I'm looking forward to trying that out. And then obviously I've got all the beads too. So a bit of work ahead of me. I'm not sure when I'm going to finish it. I'm definitely going to commit to finishing it this year. But kind of got this craving to work on full coverage. So that is what I did next. I wish you could see what I'm seeing right now. I have one cat there and one cat there, both staring at me. No pressure. Okay, so that's my time traveller. So yeah, I got this urge to do some full coverage stitching, and I looked through my pieces and The Witcher just jumped out at me. So I pulled out The Witcher by Sarah Bowman, not sure, sorry. But you can purchase this chart on Etsy at Needleminder Lair. Right, what was I going to say about it? So yeah, so this one, this one was also inspired by Jo Belushi Stitches. She's finished this piece. I think she stitched it on 14 count, I think. Anyway, it's a nice big piece. I started mine on 18, then I had issues and went to 16 count because I like the idea of having a big magnificent piece like hers. Anyway, then I've ended up settling on 25 count, 1/1. So it's a little petite Witcher, which if I think about it, there's nothing really petite about, you know, The Witcher or Henry Cavill. So it would have been better to make him bigger, but that's okay. So I restarted it on 25 count. I think it was towards the end of last year, and I'd done about 1,300 stitches last year. I did another 1,000 earlier this year. I think it was in February or January, can't remember. So I'd done almost 2,500 stitches. And then I pulled it out. I've worked on it 9 times, so for just over a week, and I've managed to put in 8,000 stitches. I've just been loving it. I can't put it down. I started in the top left. I'll pop some photos, some progress photos in. If you've been following me on Instagram, you might have seen these. Yeah, so started top left, and then just decided, because I could easily see the top left quarter of the project in my Q-snap, that I just focus on that quarter. I got all of that done. Then I couldn't decide which way to go, if I should go across to do his other eye or down to finish that left side of his face. I just couldn't make my mind up, so I crowdsourced it, and I'm so glad I did. I put a poll up on Instagram. I'm rubbish with social media, so I had to figure out how to do it, but I managed to get it up, and it was actually really fun to see the votes coming in. I put that poll up just as I was going to bed, and then the next morning it was exactly 50-50, and I was thinking, no, it's not supposed to be like that. You guys are supposed to make my mind up for me. But thankfully, one of the options did pull ahead at the end. It was still close, but we're now working on the bottom left corner, quarter even, and this is where he's at. Yeah. He looks fantastic. It's a really well charted piece. Just come in a bit, hang on. There's only 30 colours, and sorry. There's only 30 colours, and it's not heavy confetti. So what I've been doing is picking one colour and just stitching all the stitches in that quarter, unless I have to count. Like, I know some of these, there might be like 1 or 2 over here, and I'm not willing to count that far because I haven't gridded it. But for the most part, colour completing by colour. And this is the very bottom of the piece. And I'm just planning on working away this way. And then I'll see if I can't make my mind up about where to go next. I might ask again, we'll see. It just looks so good. That eye, just drawn to the eye. I was so tempted to go over and stitch his other one, but then I was like, oh, then all the fun stuff's done. I just couldn't make my mind up, so this is the way we've gone. I'm going to keep working on him at the moment, obsessed. So we'll just carry on. There's still, what am I, 34% of the way through. So there's still a fair bit to go. There's just under 20,000 stitches. So I mentioned I did 20,000 stitches in January and February each. So I could, if I put my mind to it, I could finish him, but I'm not going to put myself under any pressure. We'll just keep stitching until I don't feel like it anymore and want to do something else. So thank you for those of you who helped me decide where to stitch next. That might happen again. Okay, that's all my stitching for March. I did receive a gift, I guess you'd call it, in the mail. Andrea reached out to me and asked if she could send me a couple of project bags. So thank you very much, Andrea. They're really nicely made. This is what she sent me. Oh, hang on. I have to put the zipper pulls inside because of a certain cat who will destroy them if they're dangling out. But really nicely made. Cats and yarn. This is just the way I prefer. The see-through, the vinyl front is a little bit too tempting for this cat. He's just too much. So if I can hide stuff inside something, it's safer. And then that's the inside. And the zipper pull is nicely done too, with a little claspy thing and a loop. And then also really nice bright hot air balloons. And again, just nicely done with a nice little zipper pull. So disclaimer, I didn't pay for these, she sent these to me, and she does sell them, so I'll pop her details in the description box below. She sells them on Instagram and Facebook. She's based in Queensland, so it's nice to support local Australian small businesses where we can. Actually, she also included some thread drops. And Amanda, Pennington Terrace, if you're watching, look up because I think you will like these. Oh, look at that. Look at that, isn't that fantastic? So thank you very much, Andrea. They will be put to good use. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, so for the next month, what are we coming into April? Got a few public holidays, which is always nice, and nothing too crazy planned. I think May's going to be busy again for me, but maybe April won't be too bad. But I'd like to get as far as possible on The Witcher, get my Under the Sea submarine done, and I think I need to pull out Firefly as well. So look out for that over the next month. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all again in about another month, hopefully. See ya. Update.